You space bastard! You killed my pan!
So it was my review for You're Next, and on IMDb and everything, it has the year listed from 2011. It's actually when it was making its round in some festivals, but it didn't get picked up and distributed until last year. It finally came out into theaters in 2013. So it's directed by Adam Wingard, and he has quite a few directing credits to his name. He has segments in a couple anthologies, the VHS and VHS2. He has a segment in each of those, and then also the ABCs of Death. So he's kind of pretty prominent in the horror genre. He also has a new movie that just came out called The Guest, which I haven't seen, but I heard really good things about it. People said it's really good, so it's a new movie. So, story is centered around a family. It's the Davidson family. They're all getting together to have a nice group dinner. Some of them haven't seen each other in quite a while, so you have that whole family dynamic going on. I would say you get the focus on almost the whole group, but I would say our prominent protagonists are Aaron and Crispian. They're dating. Yeah, weird name, Crispian. And Crispian and Aaron are dating, and they're the first ones we see going to the house and everything like that. So they're going. There's not a lot of big names as far as actors. There's a couple other directors in here that make some acting appearances, like Joe Swanberg and Ty West. Might be sort of familiar with them. One of the only real actors that I noticed or recognized was Rob Moran, who acts in a lot of the Farrelly Brothers movies. He's in Dumb and Dumber, Shallow Hal. He's in Kingpin, most notably. I know most from Kingpin. He plays Stanley, the rich guy who, he has the girlfriend that they steal or whatever, the hot girlfriend. That's him. He plays the dad, Paul. And then also Barbara Crampton makes an appearance as the mom. She's might be familiar if you know some of your old cult 80s horror films. She was in Reanimator and a couple other movies, Chopping Mall. So yeah, not big names, but this is our group. So there's quite a few family members. Crispian is one of the brothers. Drake is another one. They have a sister, and then they all have kind of a significant other with them. So there's a big group. And they're all eating, and you just sort of get a sense that they're kind of on tense terms with each other about certain things, and then you just start getting they start getting attacked randomly. Someone starts shooting some arrows through the windows, and they have this whole house invasion going on. So that's basically the plot. You get that from the trailer. So it's a family dinner, turns into a crazy house invasion, and things start to turn around a bit when they realize that Erin, Crispian's girlfriend, has some survival skills in her back pocket that maybe nobody knew about. Everybody's kind of surprised. It's pretty obvious she takes control right away, and so it's kind of like her against the rest of these guys that are trying to invade the house. And there's some twists in there and stuff like that, and that's kind of what you're getting. So they're not much more to the plot, I don't think. You're kind of your typical home invasion slasher is what I was expecting. That's what it is. There are quite a few, I'd say, plot holes or script problems, and I don't know if it comes down to the direction or maybe just the acting. But there's a lot of like emotional acting that's going to be taking place at the beginning, and especially like when they start getting attacked, and it just didn't really seem like it worked very well for me. It just didn't seem as believable. Maybe the acting was a bit poor there. I thought it was just kind of stuck out to me anyway. And then like with the plot holes that I was kind of mentioning, there's, of course, you get into the tropes of people splitting up, and I don't know, just people say things or don't say things. They don't make sense. It's just kind of like sloppy. It's kind of weird. And then I thought the mask, they show the mask in the trailer and everything, are pretty prominent. They're not scary. One's a lamb, the other one's a fox, and What's the other one? Like a goat or something, a cat. I don't know. They're not scary masks, so it's kind of weird. Like, and they're just poor choices as a mask when you see them later because they're like just obstructing vision mostly. It seems like I don't know. I had kind of mediocre hopes for it, thinking it'd be a good slasher home invasion movie, but it just kind of so. It has some funny parts here and there, but overall, I think there's a lot of other ones that are better. I think one of the best ones is probably Last House on the Left, which I saw a while ago actually. I never saw the original one. It was just the remake. It has a lot of good actors in it. Aaron Paul's in it from Breaking Bad, and um, Garrett Dillahunt. He's really good. So that's probably one of the better home invasion movies. And also, you have like stuff like The Strangers, which is decent. That one's a lot more moody. That's I think I don't know. I haven't seen The Strangers in a while, but that has kind of a different ambience to it. It's not as violent. It's more of like a moody horror. Whereas Last House on the Left is very violent. You probably also throw like The Purge in there and stuff like that. So there's quite a few choices for this style of movie. And I was reading that this is supposed to be kind of a comical or funny mashup of like the home invasion genre and like a family drama because you have a lot of that at the beginning. And I can understand that, and I can see, I could kind of see the two comparisons, but even if that was their intended purposes, it didn't really work. It didn't make it funny or anything like that. I could look at it as a serious home invasion type movie, and it's just mediocre. And if it's trying to be like a satirical mashup of those two genres, that doesn't really work on that level either. So I'm gonna give it a 2.25 out of 5. It's just so. I mean, I think there's better stuff out there. So it is on Netflix. Halloween's over, so I still have a couple of reviews to do for some of the horror movies that I watched previously. But I guess if you like horror and you like the home invasion movies, you want to see the next one. It's okay. So I guess that'll be it.